Hello gamers and happy Christmas. We are here for the final F1 2019 video that we recorded and uploaded in 2019. So here we are. Of course, we're racing in Austria. I figure you gotta race my favorite track in the final video with my favorite car. So that's exactly what we're doing. We are here going and qualifying first, of course, and then we'll jump into the race in just a second. Austria was one of the first tracks we actually played in the series of showing the races like the day after the race happened. I believe this might have been the first one for F1 2019. I know the first one we did was Monaco, but then the first one for this game was Austria. This game will be featured in a video coming up at the end of the week as well. We're doing a compilation of all of the most important games on this channel in the decade, and we'll be playing F1 2019 in that as well. But this is the final standalone video of the year. Now we're going to be back with F1 2019 next week. For the beginning of the year, we're going to do Australia. I figured let's start the year with the first race of the actual season. So we're going to do Australia. Track we haven't done before. So I figured it'd be fun to do that video. So I'm going to load here into the race real quick, and then we'll see what we can do. We got first place, of course. Pretty standard here in Austria. Oh, it's raining too. Oh. Are we on wets though? Intermediates, okay. The time that I haven't won in Austria was in F1 2016. I did a race in that solo, and I don't know what happened. I crashed or hit the wall and kept a puncture, and it's bad. But besides that, Austria's been a track for me that's been a pretty dominant track. Up there with the best tracks for me, honestly. Austria, Russia, and in F1 2016, Malaysia. Those are probably the three best tracks for me. Those are the ones that I haven't really successful at. Spain as well. Spain's up there. But definitely Austria, Russia, Malaysia. I'm looking forward to playing F1 2020 when we get to race Zandvoort in Hanoi. I know I've said it in multiple different videos, but I'm really excited to race Zandvoort. I'm so excited to do that one. I just hope that track is one that I can win on a consistent basis and have it be up there with one of my favorite tracks. Because I'm very excited about it. Hanoi, it'll be cool to race two new tracks. But Hanoi, as I said before, I don't really like the street circuits that much, the closed tracks. But hopefully it races a little bit like Russia, which isn't a closed road, but it does have that closed road sort of vibe to it. The street circuits. Hopefully that's one that feels a little bit more like Russia, and not like Monaco, Azerbaijan, and Singapore. Also, Australia has that closed circuit feel, and I don't like that track. So, this is the thing. Will it be like Russia, or will it be like Australia? Or will it be as bad as Monaco? Who knows? I doubt it'll be as bad as Monaco, but we'll see. But for me, Zandvoort is one I'm really excited about. So I cannot wait for that race, and we'll do that one probably right when F1 2020 comes out. I'm buying it right away. So, right when that comes out, I'll be there. As in this race right now, we are just stuck behind Vettel. Not really anything we can do through these turns. He got a good acceleration down this straight as well. So we're kind of just stuck behind him. We're going to have to settle in here for a second. For a minute, hopefully. It's been an opportunity to pass him, but without DRS, I don't really want to just throw it into a corner and crash into him. So we're just trying to stay behind him for a little bit. Maybe get a corner where we get a better acceleration than he does, but didn't happen there. I was thinking maybe we would for a second there, but it was not meant to be made on the inside of him here. I could have gone for it. Really should have, honestly. I don't know how long this weather's sticking around for. Oh god, not that button.
Didn't catch that. Say again.
Shut up, boomer. God. Alright.
Say that again. We're having trouble receiving.
Yeah, you gotta give me a second to find the damn option.
There's static over the radio. Say again.
Alright, I can't do it through these damn turns. I can barely see it.
Repeat.
Weather report.
There's interference. Looks like the weather is going to dry up in about 5 minutes.
Alright, so we got 5 minutes.
Right now. Dries or winters?
So we got 5 minutes. We're definitely going to have a switch over in this race to the softer compound, or not softer, but the slick tires.
Green flag. Green flag.
It's just going to be a question of what compound we go with. I think it depends on where we're going to pit. If we pit around lap 10, I think we go for soft. So we pit around like lap 7, I don't know. But if we pit around lap 9 would be the halfway point. So if we pit around then, we can go halfway on softs, honestly. We can make it work here. This track isn't that long, so softs are good. The other thing is 5 minutes puts us
It looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
right around 5 minutes, or 5 laps, because, you know, each lap's about 1:20 right now on the intermediates, so what do we do?
Caution. Caution.
That's where Magnussen went out of the race, isn't it? Off the side there. We're kind of stuck behind Vettel. We really can't do anything.
A new strategy is available on the MFT.
Oh, people are pitting now? We can get softs this lap? Oof.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Copy.
That's a long time to go on softs, though. I think I want mediums. No, we'll go with softs. We'll go with softs. We'll go with whatever the game thinks is the best. I don't want to overthink it and... Oh, yeah, we're getting DRS now, too? Shit. Give me some soft tires and some DRS and... we will be gone.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tire yet.
Didn't they just tell me to pit a second ago?
Pit in this lap, but remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it.
I don't think it's time to switch tires. Also, game, we should pit now. Some Ferrari strategies. Can't make up your damn mind. So here we are, lap 6 in the pits. Vettel should come out ahead of us slightly. The question is now, Charles Leclerc has the lead. Assumably he didn't pit yet. I'm also going to take the liberty and assume that Hamilton didn't pit yet either. The rain is completely stopped on the track. Well, let's check the race director, because assumably Hamilton hasn't pitted him. Oh, he has. Shit. Hamilton did pit. Alright, so that would make sense though. It did say he was 16 seconds behind. So Hamilton did pit. The thing is, Leclerc has not. So this here will be for the race lead. Into this turn. Oh god, I went way too wide there. It's going to give Vettel DRS as well. Big mistake there. I didn't brake early enough. Got Hamilton sitting right behind us as well. It's a Ferrari, a Red Bull, and a Mercedes ultimately for the lead here. Followed by another Mercedes and another Red Bull. Of course, we're the top 6. Those 3 teams typically are. Leclerc's in for a stop, so he's going to drop down. We'll see where he ultimately cycles into this group. DRS is active here. Hamilton just put in the fastest lap of the race. This is my opportunity to pass Vettel right here. I was considering DRS to the inside, but I went to the outside instead. Get by him. That should be us clear Vettel this time. Lap 7. You don't really realize how much you need DRS until you don't have it for 6 laps. I think it's a cool thing, DRS. It would be nice if you could make some more moves without it, though. That is for sure. Because I was kind of just stuck in second until the rain stopped and DRS was active. Oh, Vettel almost hit me there. I think he actually did damage his wing slightly on my rear tire. Should be fine for me, though. Let's get this corner right. DRS should be active for Vettel once again. But he does have some wing damage, so that should knock him back a little bit. I was on the brakes a little too hard, and that turn hit into me. I'm looking back a little too much. A little bit more than I used to. I would always check occasionally, but I've been doing a lot of GTA races recently. And you always gotta check in that, because the way the races are set up, they're really balanced between everybody. With the slipstream and catch-up being active, which kind of limits the faster cars, so the slower cars will go faster. Or, the cars in the back of the field will go a little faster. So if you fall back, you're going to go faster than if you're in the front. So, been doing a lot of those races. And you always want to look back, because dudes in that are the worst drivers. Everybody's goal in GTA racing is literally just to spin you out. That is all anybody wants to do. Hopefully when the Formula 1 cars come into that, people will damage the front of their cars very easy and then do bad when they hit into you. I hope that's the thing with the game, is your wing will break. Because that would be hilarious. Just getting these races, it becomes a massive wreck fest, though. It's insane. You do races with like 30 people and everybody just piles into each other in the first turn. We've been doing a NASCAR style track. Somebody recreated Talladega in it. And it's been interesting. Somebody recreated Talladega a while ago, and Lamim and I did it on our race playlist last year. Early last year. Maybe even 2017 we did it. But for some reason in the past few days it's been really, really popular for everybody to race it. And that when you kind of want to be in like third or fourth going into the last like straight, because then you can sort of pull out of the slipstream, kind of just go. Here in this race we are dominating pretty much. Vettel does have some wing damage. He dropped back at a significant rate. Hamilton wasn't able to get by him, which put us way ahead here. I always have dominated this track. I was able to do 3 pit stops and still retain the lead once. That was when I had the game on easier settings. This here is about 50 difficulty. I don't know what it's out of 100 maybe. I'm assuming it would be. It's about medium difficulty, I'd say. Getting close to hard difficulty. And I have noticed the races have been a little bit more difficult, but at tracks that I dominate, I still dominate at. Like Austria, it's just domination. But I remember doing that race. That was insane. I think it was on my grandparents' house showing the game off. Like, oh, look at this game that I have been playing. I would always do that, bring games over there and show them off. I think that day I showed F1 2019 and Minecraft. That was pretty fun.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around
6.4 seconds. Let it roll into the corner. .5. We are lap 12 of 18. Track start up really, really nice as well. I feel really good about where we're at in this race. Pretty much just drove away from everybody in the last 5 or 6 laps. It's been pretty good. Once we got past Vettel, it was over. Took a little bit of time. Took longer than I would have liked to be in the lead. I don't really know. Well, I'm not great at starts. That's my issue. I'm always bad at starts. So that's why I love qualifying first, because I only fall back to like 4th. Where if I qualify like 7th, I want to fall back to like 15th. I just have to drive my way so far up the field. If I qualify first, at least I only lose a couple spots, and I can make them back up pretty easy, as I did here. I fell down to about 4th, 5th in the first turn, but I went around the outside and got past everybody besides Vettel in the first turn again, so I really didn't lose much. So it was hard to make up that spot for the lead, though. You always just have to race a little bit more hard to get back to that lead spot, which is fine. I enjoy it. I really, I kind of like not being in the lead in Austria. It's kind of fun to See what it's like to be behind somebody at this track. Not so used to that here. I'm used to this being my view of the entire race, just seeing nobody. Just kind of leave. So I hope in 2020, Zendivort can be similar to this, just kind of pull away and be gone, you know? You know what I mean, gamers? Gamers. Gamer. Gamer, gamer. You're a gamer. Yeah, we're here though. We're here. Lap 14 of 18 is complete. Going on to lap 15. Kind of just munching away the laps here. Dominant race in Austria. Once again. One of my best tracks in the game. 5 laps of fuel remaining. We didn't even launch the fuel into high consumption mode or whatever. Rich fuel mode. We didn't even do that. We kind of just showed up, dominated and left. See the bull up there on the hill doing its thing. I remember when I drove this track in Gran Turismo when it came out sometime in, I believe, 2018. And I didn't really enjoy it, honestly. I enjoyed the little bit there on the left, or the right there, where you can turn and cut through. But I really was not a fan of this come up here into this turn. I just didn't like this turn for some reason. Gran Turismo is a lot different to race in. The cars don't drive nearly as good as they do in this game. This game, I mean, racing a Formula 1 car compared to racing a road car with a faster engine in it, there is going to be some differences. So, when you do that, one of those is, well, the car moves around a little bit more and doesn't brake as well and all that stuff. So, driving the F1 cars around here has been really fun. Gran Turismo, it's not as fun. Here we are, lap 17 of 18 in Austria. My favorite track to race at in F1 2019. One of my favorite races of the 2019 season as well. Austria, Germany, and Brazil, probably my third favorite. It's interesting that the wild races that I really enjoyed the most were also won by Max Verstappen. Austria, though, stands out there probably as my favorite just because it was the first F1 race that I seen a Red Bull driver win. To see Red Bull win in that race, I was so excited. Just because it was, again, the first time that I've seen a Red Bull win a race. And that was so exciting. Especially the way that he made the pass on Charles Leclerc. Little bump with the front wheels, slightly in the turn, and went on to lead the last couple laps. That was such a good race to watch. I was so excited at the end of it. So for me, Austria, the Austrian Grand Prix in 2019, was my favorite F1 race. Probably followed by... It's tough between Brazil and Germany. Germany was exciting because everybody was just struggling so much. And Brazil is just such a dominant race. Such a dominant race by Max. So both of those, I don't know. I'm going to lean Brazil, probably. It was such a dominant race, and then the Ferraris hitting each other in the end. That was pretty good. And then Germany was awesome, too. Just to see how much the race transitioned between rain and dry, and rain and dry, and the amount of pit stops. I think Verstappen had 5? It was a massive amount of pit stops, and it was just, I think every driver spun out at least once in that race, so
That's a race win. You've really been great today.
that one was interesting. So here we are, finishing the Austrian Grand Prix, the final race of F1 2019. Here, this year, we'll be back, of course, with F1 2019 next week in 2020 when we go and race Australia, and we'll continue playing F1 2019 until F1 2020 gets launched. So, May? Probably playing it too, I don't know. Either way, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.